コーディング大丈夫。
大丈夫？
はい、やってます。ありがとう、お菓子。いいね。
で、参加者4人。Okay, give me 1 second here. We're gonna just getting some things set up here. There should be more people entering in any second, so give me about a minute here before we start. Okay.今8人。じゃあ、いきますね。Okay. All right. My name is Robert King, and I'm an administrator at the Nara Institute of Science and Technology, or NAIST. Before we begin, I just want to make sure no one's waste their time. NAIST is a graduate school. We only have graduate school courses and master's and doctoral education programs in information science, biological science, and materials science. We don't offer any, Japanese language or culture programs. Okay, just to get that out of the way. Then just to introduce NAIST, I'll start a video in a second here, or a slideshow, sorry, in a second here, but just to explain the NAIST campus. It's by Japanese standards, it's quite small and kind of secluded, out of the way, and most of the students live on campus in what I would call a focused atmosphere. I mean, when I meet students on campus, you see them either usually going to or from the lab. That's kind of the atmosphere we're in. We see, students very much focused on their research and their education while they're here. And as I said, the campus is secluded. And even though it's kind of like out of the way, it's still about 30 minutes from Osaka. Well, a 30-minute train ride from, let's say, Osaka, from Kyoto, and from Nara. So, I mean, Osaka is the third largest city in Japan. Kyoto is probably historically the most famous in Japan, and Nara is the ancient capital of Japan. So we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but close to everywhere. Okay. So I would like to start a slideshow that have a video in there to show you. Give me 1 second to get that going. で、画面共有で。両方チェック。Okay, you should have this the slideshow showing. Give me 1 second here. There we go. Okay, so I'll show you the slideshow. There's a video on the second slide, and after it's done, I'll take any questions if there are any. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes.
Welcome everyone to our session. My name is Masako Shimamoto, and I am a Global Engagement Officer at Nara Institute of Science and Technology, NAIST. I am pleased to have this opportunity to introduce NAIST to you today. I hope I'll be able to give you some ideas of NAIST, and I also hope to see you on NAIST campus in near future. First of all, I'd like to give a general overview of NAIST to familiarize everyone or institution. First, let me play a video to give you some images and ideas of NAIST.
Nara Institute of Science and Technology, NAIST, is a Japanese national university. Founded in 1991 as a graduate institution with no undergraduate faculties and is located about 60 minutes from Kyoto Station and about 50 minutes from Shinosaka Station in the Keihana Science City, an area developed as a national project in a scenic area extending over 3 major prefectures, Osaka, Kyoto, and Nara. Since its founding, NAIST has promoted world-class research in the 3 fields of information science, biological science, and material science, and also in their interdisciplinary areas. We are looking for students with high academic abilities, both domestically and abroad, and researchers and engineers who are active in society, have clear goals and aspirations for the future, and have a strong interest and motivation in fields of advanced science and technology. The Graduate School of Science and Technology of NAIST has 7 education programs which span 3 research divisions. Information technology is now essential to our society. In the Division of Information Science, the research environment is organized around the 3 research areas of computer science, the field of research on the next generation of computers and information networks, media informatics related to human-computer interaction and media, and applied informatics dealing with robotics and systems and biomedical information, with over 20 laboratories cooperating together to advance their research. In a division of biological science, we carry out cutting-edge education and research, from basic research to applied research aimed at realizing a healthy society where sustainable development is possible. Research aimed at elucidating the vital functions of plants and solving environment, energy, and food issues is performed in the plant science laboratories. Research on the vital functions of animal cells and the elucidation of various disease causes in the biomedical science laboratories. In the systems biology laboratories, revolutionary leading education and research is being performed through approaches from both cellular and molecular biology, and systems science are undertaken to make clear the phenomena of life from the viewpoint of systems. In order to develop new and functional materials useful for the future of mankind in the Division of Materials Science, education and research is conducted to develop new materials, structures, and functions based on a deep understanding of how materials function at the electron, atomic, and molecular levels. Optical nanoscience, an area based on the interaction between light and material, aims to develop a fusion region that transcends existing academic fields of physics, chemistry, and biology from the standpoint of looking with light, creating with light, and controlling light. And we are also working systematically to develop new interdisciplinary fusion research areas that transcend the boundaries of NAIST's 3 divisions. As an institution focused on maintaining ties with society since its founding, we actively implement industry, government, academia collaboration, such as adult education, the accepting of joint and commissioned research, and industry, government, academia collaboration projects. At NAIST, we are also actively pursuing education to foster global leaders, and currently there are foreign students enrolled from more than 30 countries and regions. By realizing a global campus where students and faculty members with diverse cultural backgrounds can study and perform research together, and by diligently building networks with overseas educational institutions, we aim to be a hub of international brain circulation. The Career Support Office provides career support from a holistic perspective, mainly for students and postdocs who are looking to work in non-academic fields. The NAIST Library opened as Japan's first full-scale digital library, and it is open 24 hours a day. The disc images at the front entrance represent the accumulation of knowledge. In the student dormitory, which can house 60% of all students, you are connected to the campus LAN with free access to the digital library and the internet at all times. Additionally, there is the Millennium Hall where lectures, special events, etc. are held. A doctor and nurse are regularly on duty at the Health Care Center, which supports the health of students, faculty, and staff. A resting room for female faculty, staff, and students who are pregnant or caring for infants. The guest house is complete with a multi-purpose hall and a fitness room. By enriching daily life and relaxation through sports and recreation, NAIST has created an environment where everyone is able to keep their focus on cutting-edge research.
Okay, now I'd like to introduce our campus and numbers. Currently, there are about 1,045 students and 370 faculty and staff members on campus. NAIST is a very small university institution with only graduate school programs compared to other Japanese universities. Usually, Japanese universities are 10,000 to 30,000 students on their campus. This picture shows NAIST's entire campus, and you notice that it is very compact, with everything in walking distance. I'd like to note here that there are student dormitories on campus, which is very rare in Japan, and most of our international students live in them. Very close and very convenient for students who want to focus on their research and study 24/7. Since its establishment in 1991, NAIST has produced more than 7,600 master's graduates and 1,500 PhD graduates. NAIST continues to actively produce high-level scientific papers. In this year, 2020, NAIST was ranked 4th in Japanese universities in the field of computer science and electronics. Some of you may have heard about iPS cells. The study of iPS cells was initiated at NAIST by Dr. Shinya Yamanaka while he was a professor of Graduate School of Biological Sciences in NAIST from 1999 to 2005. Due to his achievements in iPS cell research, Professor Shinya Yamanaka won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2012. I would also like to introduce this gentleman, Dr. Yasumasa Ishida, who is our current associate professor and researcher at NAIST. He first isolated a molecule called PD-1, programmed DEath-1, which led to the development of nivolumab, Opdivo, as a cancer immunotherapy, while he was a graduate student under Dr. Honjo, his boss's research guidance. Through his accomplishment, his boss, Dr. Honjo, won the Nobel Prize for Medicine in 2018 with Dr. Allison for their work on cancer therapy. Professor Ishida had still actively pursued research on PD-1 at NAIST. Now let's look at NAIST's international outlook. NAIST currently has 114 academic agreements and 7 double-degree programs with international partner institutions. So we have been actively collaborating both education and research with overseas institutions through students and researchers exchanges. At NAIST, we have 264 international students from 32 countries and regions. And with the total enrollment being 1,045 students, 25% of the student population is international students. These pie charts show statistics about international students' career after graduation. Most master's graduates choose to pursue their PhD. PhD graduates often either go into a career in the private sector or for a position as a postdoc. About 24% of graduates return to their home institutions to become faculty there. At NAIST, we are proud that many students are sent to us by their employers to obtain their PhD for career development. The NAIST entrance exam is interview-based and/or a presentation. Your research proposal in areas of information science, biological science, or material science relevant to the examinee's area of specialization will be asked. For PhD course, English or Japanese proficiency will be tested by an interview. Application documents are listed here. As to admission schedule for master's course, you have 3 chances to take an entrance examination every year. If you are planning to enroll spring 2021 or fall 2021, you can still make it to submit your application form in February next year. For doctor's course, you have 2 chances to take an entrance examination every year. If you're planning to enroll spring or fall 2021, you can submit your application form by January 2021. If you are interested in enrolling in NAIST, please go to the NAIST website to learn about what documents are needed to apply and the admission schedule. As I mentioned previously, we have on-campus dormitories. Single student rooms are only 10,000 yen, about $100 US a month, considerably reasonable for Japan. There are also couple and family rooms available. International students have priority to live in the dormitories, but there is leased housing and off-campus apartments as well. If you have any questions about housing, please consult with International Student Affairs section. Our tuition fees are about $5,300 US every year, not including exam and admission fees. Please remember that full-time students may apply for exemption of admission fees and tuition. All or half of such fees may be exempted. For financial support, NAIST offers very limited number of scholarships. The scholarship for international students with the most benefits may be the Japanese government scholarship or mixed scholarship. Private foundation scholarships are also available, and information is released on our website as well. We also offer the JASO Honors Scholarship, which is $480 US per month for 1 year. This scholarship is April-based, so those entering in the fall may only receive it for 6 months. NAIST students work on campus as teaching or research assistants to receive financial support as well. Now, I would like to introduce living costs in Japan. This table shows some average costs in Japan and at NAIST. The total living cost at NAIST is less expensive because of rent. If you live in a big city such as Tokyo, Osaka, or Kyoto, you will need to pay much more rent. The average rent for a one bedroom in Tokyo is about 700 to 1,300 US dollars. In Osaka, 500 to 1,000 US dollars. Kyoto is a little bit cheaper than these two cities, but still expensive compared to NAIST dormitory. NAIST also offers domestic and overseas research internship, language intensive study program in English-speaking countries, double degree programs, and encourages the international conference symposium attendance. Other special services and support such as new student orientation, welcome parties, culture trips, tutoring services, etc. are also provided to international students. Since NAIST is a very compact graduate institution with a 6-to-1 student-faculty ratio, students receive detailed instruction and help from not only their supervisors, but also other faculty members, administration, and international student officers compared to other universities in Japan. NAIST feels that care for international students and researchers on campus is important, and therefore established CISS, the Center for International Students and Scholars, to ensure that those visiting and studying at NAIST are able to fully engage their experience on campus and in Japan. Some of you may have your own family, and NAIST offers support if you want to bring them to Japan to NAIST as well. Thank you for your kind attention. Now we welcome your questions.
Okay, now in our format right now, let's see, we've got 14 people listening. If you have any questions, I've got about 8 minutes left here. If you can chat, open up a chat window, and if you have any questions, I can answer them, to anyone watching in the next 8 minutes. Okay. Okay, as far as the TOEIC score being accepted as proof of language proficiency, yes, the TOEIC score is accepted. So TOEIC or TOEFL, either one is accepted. Okay, any other questions? Another question here, hold on. Okay, we've got two questions here. The first one, does the admission examination, will it be held fully online? Currently, due to the pandemic, the admission, hold on here. The admission examinations are held online, but usually if we're not dealing with a student from a partner institution, they would have an in-person interview and an examination that would be held on campus. Okay, so that's the first question. The next question, let's see here. Okay, someone who wants to continue into the doctoral program in biotechnology, and whether they have to, go on to let's say a research student period or an academic probation period first, or can they jump directly into the program? As far as going directly into the doctoral program, it shouldn't be a problem, but you would have to talk with the professor that you're looking to study under. They would, evaluate your individual, qualifications and your experience, and then probably recommend either going directly in the program or possibly coming as a research student. Okay. And then let's see here, the third question here from Jed. Sorry, I didn't read off the people's names before. Do we have to contact a professor to communicate about research proposal for the PhD like most of the Japanese? Yes, when you are looking to enter, into a PhD program at NAIST, you would need to talk to the professor about your research proposal and about what you're planning to do first. Okay, I would say it'd be, in any case, talking to the professor first it'd be the first step in looking to enter NAIST. Okay, and okay, about getting the MEC scholarship via university recommendation. That it's not a recommendation from your university, it's a recommendation from NAIST. Okay, so yeah, you wouldn't go through your university at all. You'd work through NAIST to get a university recommendation. Okay, let's see here. Any other questions? I think I haven't passed through any of them. Second. I think that. Okay, let's see. Does NAIST accept students going into a master's degree that is different from the undergraduate degree? Yes, NAIST will accept students that are coming from different academic backgrounds. They will, of course, I would assume have you expect you to have some kind of a knowledge about the field you're going into. But besides that, you aren't required to stay in the same field when you go from the undergraduate to the master's program, at least at NAIST. Here, let's see what else. Questions. Okay, we've got about 2 minutes here. Oh, sorry. I also had a question about the minimum score for TOEIC. The minimum score for TOEIC. Give me 1 second here. TOEIC no. Okay. Okay. There is no minimum score for TOEIC. Okay. Just to sorry, I missed that one question there. And. And Shika Katika, thank you for that. Okay, now we're down to about 1 minute. Anyone else? Okay, do we already need a research proposal when contacting a professor about research? Okay, when you're contacting, I mean, you should have an idea of what you want to research, but I don't think you would need to have a proposal written in hand, but have an idea of what you want to do, and you have to work with your professor, the professor you want to study under, and nail down the details for that. Okay, so I would, having a blank slate and not having any idea of what you want to do, the professor wouldn't be receptive to that. But having a general idea and having, working with the professor to develop that as part of, the proposal process is standard. Okay, we've got another 30 seconds here. Okay, well, that's pretty much all, I think. So I would like to thank everyone for, coming, listening, and asking questions, and hope to hear from you in the future. And if you have any other questions, just go to our homepage, and you can find there's an admissions section that can help you, can kind of lead you to what you need to know. And I would say that in most cases, dealing with a professor directly and kind of contacting them is probably the closest and the easiest way to start the admissions process. Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I'm going to kind of shut things down here. Wait, let me just see here. One last thing. Okay, no. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions. Okay, have a good night, at least in Japan.